What up everybody, it's Total War's Master here doing another video. This one's a little different for me. This is a siege, which I believe is probably one of my first sieges I've ever played for multiplayer. And it's against a fellow YouTuber. He's rather new to the game. I figured after we battled, because he wanted to play a siege, we might as well do it. It's something that I'm not used to, and it was interesting. So first, go over my army. Regular general, I have Imperial Old Guard. I have artillery, a Pede, a 12-pounder. I have a whole bunch of Swiss, a whole bunch of Poles, the Brave, one regiment of Chasseurs of Cheval, and then a right flank of Fusiliers. My enemy deployed a different formation. He has a 6-pounder horse artillery and a 12-pounder foot artillery to the front. He has a regiment of Cossack cavalry and a regiment of dragoons to support his left, my right, and he has lifeguard horse to support his 12-pounder. So quite a bit for cavalry and artillery. He has 17th Jaegers. I'm pretty sure we won't see he has more light infantry in there. He has 2 Jaegers there. Lifeguard of foot, musketeers, lifeguard of foot, musketeers, 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 musketeers. I think I already did that. And another one of Cossack cavalry and his regular general staff. So we're going to get this battle underway. My goal is to first move up to gain ground. You know, spread my army out, make it a little less susceptible to enemy artillery. I'm going to keep my Imperial Old Guard in reserve. They are going to hopefully be the ones to win the day at the very end. A little bit Napoleon-esque there. So I'm advancing my artillery to gain a better position. I'm moving my Chasseurs of Cheval to the flank. I can see him moving his cavalry, as well as advancing his infantry up. Let's check to see if they have sabers drawn. His artillery is trying to pound mine into the earth. Yes, they are ordered to charge because they have their sabers drawn. Which actually is historically accurate, but regiments did stop doing that because it's obvious if you're charging if you pull out your saber from 300 meters away. So Jaegers are advancing. I am taking some casualties from the cannonade. You can hear his cavalry charge. But the woods are going to drastically slow him down. I realize this, and I realize there's no way my Chasseurs of Cheval in this situation can win against the lifeguard of horse. So I'm going to attempt to have my Chasseurs of Cheval shoot them, may fall back to my square. My men are coming under fire from the Russian Jaegers. The 17th Jaeger Regiment is rather good in terms of light infantry compared to Russia's overall poor light infantry. My men do charge, but they are going up against very good heavy cavalry. So I'm going to have them fall back. I'm going to move up my line to attempt to engage. My Swiss is taking decent losses, but now I'm able to put some of the firepower back down range on him. His 12-pounder I fear, as well as 6-pounder, because I don't know how long time's going to be working with me here. This time is my enemy as the attacker. I decided to move my Chasseurs of Cheval to charge his 12-pounder, trying to take the 12-pounder out of the fight. I don't want its canister destroying my Polish legions. They're good melee troops. I'm going to need them for the inside of the fortress. My Chasseurs of Cheval fire, charge to engage, as the Russian Jaegers now are starting to break. I'm going to take out his 12-pounder and move my Chasseurs of Cheval to my other flank with an eye on this 6-pounder horse artillery, shattering his 12-pounder to make sure they don't come back. Keeping my Old Guard at an angle here because I didn't know if he was going to move his lifeguard horse to flank. I couldn't afford to lose my guns. I have them focusing on the enemy artillery, which is proving very inconsequential. I change it to the dragoons. I need to get rid of his cavalry so that I can take out those guns with my cavalry. I move my men to form line. I guess he wasn't paying attention with the lifeguard horse, but I'm just going to shoot them. think I was trying to advance them up, but I accidentally fat fingered my square key for hotkeys. I form squares on my flank, which lets me easily destroy his Cossack cavalry. I did not invest in light infantry. I don't know if you're supposed to use light infantry for sieges. I just don't think they'd be very valuable. I expect a high possibility of melee combat, and their poor stats for France just aren't worth it. I'm going to move up my Fusiliers. After routing his lifeguard horse, I'm moving this Polish Legion back in. My Imperial Old Guard is still held in reserve. I'm going to charge my Chasseurs de Cheval against the 6-pounder horse artillery. I want to be able to advance my men clear of cancer shot. I don't want to lose 20-30 men from one barrage. So far, my bombardment has proved inconsequential. So the lip is just ever so slight to stop it from doing anything. And there's my man able to get into with the horse artillery. So now, as I have taken out the defenders for the most part outside the fortress, although I see him moving his Cossack cavalry now, I need to destroy the walls themselves. I need to have a way to get into the fort. I want to avoid melee combat to the most I can. I don't want to be engaged in melee. So far my plan is to destroy here, trap as many men as I can up here, hopefully, and then send in my army to take the armory, the command headquarters, and the other armory. As well as I'll send in my Imperial Old Guard, at least move them up, so that if I can get a quick breach and an opportunity, I'll take it. But for now, I'm just going to be bombarding the fortress. I see him moving his cavalry to charge my Fusiliers, and I'm just going to form them in squares. And the two regiments together will easily be able to take out the Cossack cavalry. So the Jaegers are here, they are firing on me. So I have a nice ring of threatening around them. I have my Polish Legion, which are very able soldiers, good for melee, good morale. Could be a Russian unit that doesn't have like the siege bonus, where they basically won't rout unless walls are destroyed and such. So now I'm trying to get my artillery to focus on these points, which it doesn't want to do. It'll target the point tips of the fort, but it doesn't want to target these central portions at all, which is a fun experience trying to work around. So I do a full-scale advance. I move my Polish Legion to threaten an attack down through here, meaning he is going to have to keep infantry on his sides and front to keep me at bay. His Jaegers charge my Fusiliers, and because of the Russian charge bonus, they're going to put up a fairly good fight. I achieve over 50% damage on this portion, which takes out her guns for the most part. I guess there's a gun there. And they're losing 50 men of the Lifeguard foot, which is his best unit he has here. Is brutal for him.
A glorious victory, sir, is soon to be yours.
I turned my cannonade on the bombardment, wanting to try and get some of these walls down faster. I realized my men are just wasting ammo, so eventually after I realized that, I am going to pull them back outside of firing range. I don't want them wasting ammo. They're not even killing anyone. My Imperial Old Guard are still held in reserve. along the center. He charges his Cossack cavalry onto my Fusiliers of line once again, which I will not let them break. Form square, easily defeating the cavalry charge. The men open up well. The cavalry charges against the initial Russian guns so far, I think, is probably one of the most beneficial things. Let's go watch my artillery fire. Not the ocean below the map, thank you very much. So my guns are going to keep firing, which for artillery repeat and 12 pounders, I'm not impressed by their performance on this map against this fortress. So I'm going to move up my Polish Legion. Nice screenshots. And the Polish Legion, such spiffy uniforms. But I realize that they are shooting the Russian lifeguard foot, which is just a waste of ammunition. They're not going to kill anyone. But the Russians are going to continue fighting with their musketeers for the most part. Has to be one scary sight with those 12 pounders rocking the walls. So I'm just gonna play the waiting game. That's one of the nice things I have right now, is because I have the artillery to attack him. I can just wait. And there goes that, losing a massive 60 men in the rubble as the wall collapsed below them. Poor men crushed their own deaths. And now I have an entrance, but I know I have an army way too big for just one. I know I probably want to take out right here, this pointed tip with the lifeguard foot. I want some more breathing room. I want a path to send this section of my army into here, and this section of my army into here. So I'm just going to keep pounding the fortress. Not running. He is getting decent casualties. My infantry of the brave has taken about 1/3 casualties. About a quarter. And the artillery P just continues to fire. Spectacular uniforms, the Imperial Guard of Artillery. But now I'll move my Polish Legion into a flanking position, putting them more in a column, hoping that maybe that'll stop them from doing some weird pathfinding and getting shot at by all these musketeers, which might actually have been better than taking a big cannon hit right here, but we'll never know. Ooh. So my goal right here with this movement is I'm threatening over here. He has to keep a unit here to stop my unit from just climbing up the walls. I get this second breach here. I feel pretty good right now about how it's going. And I get that last destruction right there. And he loses, what, probably 10 men, 12 men. Probably not 12, but probably like 10 men from it collapsing. So now I have this musketeer unit, this rather large musketeer unit, and this Russian Jaeger regiment stuck on the walls. They are going to be unable to do anything for the course of this battle. I'm moving in my men now. I'm going to move in my Polish legions along with the Brave to take the command headquarters. I'm sending in much of my Fusiliers. I'm using my Fusiliers to assault the walls over here. I'm sending my chasseurs or cheval, remains of my cavalry, and I'm also sending in my Polish legion on this flank, as well as devoting my Imperial Old Guard in. Right now, I'm giving it everything I got. And he is going to try desperately to keep me out of the fortress. The Russians are good in melee because of their charges. They're not too well for just staying in melee, more so than being with light. So I'm going to try and swarm through them. But I realize I'm taking casualties, and I need ground now. I need these defensive buildings. I need firepower.
Sir,
That's where I'm
our
going.
defenses are breached and failing.
I know I need to take the flag. That's how I'm going to win this. I don't want to have to try and kill all of his units. So I'm going to move my men. I'm sending much of my Polish Legion and the Swiss to take the command headquarters. I realize that there's too many units in there. And I move my Old Guard to take the armory, and I have my Brave form square. And I do remind my opponent right now, if I get the 2 minutes of this flag, I do win the game. Making sure that he knows that. I don't know if he did, but now he sees the desperation that's going on. He needs to stop me from capping right now.
We have taken the building, sir.
My Old Guard secure the armory. My Swiss are in a fight against this musketeer. My Polish Legion is going up these walls now that he left undefended. His lifeguard foot he's not utilizing, which is a big mistake because it is his best unit. My Fusiliers are trying to scale the walls, but again, that's just a feint attack. That doesn't really matter. And he resets my touch of progress, attacking my square.
Our men are running, sir.
My feint attack on the wall is turned back against the heroic where the glory is at is these defensive buildings right now. The Russian musketeers are now struggling. He sent his general back to not get killed by my chasseur cheval. And my men from both of these buildings are getting good fire.
Sir, our
He's now
defenses are
devoting his
breached and
lifeguard on
failing.
his flank. My chasseurs of cheval are routed, attempting to keep his men stuck up on these ramparts. But what he really needs right now is the couple additional numbers. He really needs his men that are stuck up there. So now he is taking casualties. These men are walking.
One of our units has used
I still
all
need
its
my Polish
ammunition.
Legion for this flagpole because I'm just my brave is low. We're going to get lost. And, you know, an unfortunate bug happens. His lifeguard just died getting down. Although I don't think that really made the difference and turned the tables. I think this lifeguard might have died too. An unfortunate bug, but you can see I had a commanding grasp. I'm moving up my Fusiliers because they're out of ammo. They're useless now for the most part. And now it's going to be a brutal struggle fest for my men in combat. I'm going to reform my men to secure this. Double time. Pronto. My brave reduced to 25 man, yet courageously fighting. But now there's not a lot he can do. He only has this musketeer regiment. I think that's it. That and his general, which isn't going to. His general can't do anything against these men entrenched in these buildings. And well, what are these men going to do on the walls? So now it's just a waiting time. It was a very good battle. It was a different experience. I don't like sieges personally. I find them niche and glitch filled in this game. But it was still a good battle. We tried hard. I got lucky a couple times. But that's it. I'm going to have the other YouTuber's channel link. Go check him out. Like, subscribe. Check out his videos. He makes good content. And that's going to be it for this video, guys. Total Wars Master, out.